We are prepared. Immediately after House of Okubak, we went into preparation for the FA. So as you can see, we are even playing try matches today to make sure that all our we are going with our progress. We are also eager to win, and I know it will. When you look at the team now, the injury situation.
A good idea. You want to do you never see. You be young capacity in the Emma Soma, same minute or course. Yeah. You so a big game. What you will support to say, you will GD say, I'm for the about support here. To be unfun and pipe on tire cheap. Say,
1-2, 1-2. 1 2 1 2.
Hello, hello, hello. So that's today I'm here. Okay. Hello, hello. Now, two gallant bedecked managers leading two distinct cohorts of players out of the dugouts and held by to the nth degree to even become the driving force and subplot of this clash, greatly because of their conquest with their second-tier competition. Here is Berekum Chelsea's Samuel Boadu having had back-to-back victories with the Phobians as against his opposite marker with a rather still lingering fresh in memory run on the continent after leading the Believers to manifest a dream till the reality struck in the semis of the 2023-2024 CAF Confederations Cup. Abdul Karim Zito Kate exudes confidence, precision and tenacity, looking for a second FA Cup trophy. But the dynamics makeup are all different in both cases, as these potent ZP gaffers long to imbibe the winning tact and hope to be in the final. Unfortunately, only one can permeate the pinhole with a golden kick on gold stocks waiting patiently at the other end. And now, who gets through the final before the final? Well, pick your spot, pick your corner, draw your table, and let's feast. It's the second semi-final game of the 2024-2025 MTN FA Cup between Asante Kotoko and Berekum Chelsea here at the Takwa Bosso Stadium in a rather gloomy atmosphere in the mining city of Takwa, live on Ghana's first syndicated broadcast Sports Live. And my name, Abigail Sena Sosu. I am going to be your commentator to bring you minute-by-minute representation of this all-important clash. And Mohammed Shaban is seated with me, together with Nanaya Berekum. We are going to walk you through what happens, or what seems to be the all-important semi-final. Mo and it's good to have you both.
Good to be here, Abby.
We are still riding on the brink of history. Yesterday we saw golden kick do a number over Matram de Visa, and today we are here for not all important, the one that has been touted as the final before the final. More the atmosphere, the game, the lineup, the aura this match brings. I don't know what you have to say immediately.
Well, it's expected to be a very tough fixture. Two Premier League side, and one will be playing in the final. We've seen Kotoko participate in the 2017 MTN FA Cup final, and that was the last time they won the competition. From 2020, 2021, 22, 2022, 23. It's been very, very difficult season for Kotoko. This time they managed to break through the semi-final after beating True Democracy by 2-1, and that is the only fixture that Kotoko have conceded in the 2024-25 MTN FA Cup. So it is going to be an FA Cup game between a good, balanced defensive team, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, versus a good attacking side, Berekum Chelsea, because they have got a lot of goals, a total of 12 goals. They've got one of their players competing for the top scorer, Steven Amankuna. He's netted 3 goals for them. And for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, you can talk about Kwame Poku, Albert Amwa, who have also got some 2 goals in the competition. But look, Berekum Chelsea have got something to prove. Like we said, from 2017, Kotoko have struggled after winning in that season. But then again, you look at these 2 coaches who are currently in charge. For Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Abdul Karim Zito, he won the competition with Dreams FC in the 2022-23 season when they recorded a victory against King Faisal in the final. In the semi-final, they had an emphatic win at the Dr. Kwame Chey Sports Complex. And you talk about Samuel Boadu, 2 consecutive victories in the MTN FA Cup in 2020, 2021, 2021, 2021. At a point in time, he managed a victory against Dreams FC in the semi-final when Abdul Karim Zito was the technical director of Dreams FC. So look, this is one of the big games, the final before the final. You have already described the fixture, so I don't need to say anything again.
We saw one of these games yesterday, but one said out that there was one side, so not more or much emphasis laid on that one. This clash bringing us a lot of talking points and conversations, like Mo touched on. The managers, they have really been the talking point ahead of this clash.
Indeed, you look at this one, it's going to be a lot to expect. And you talk about Karim Zito. You know, he came into the saddle for Kumasi Asante about 3 weeks ago. You know, Kotoko had gone through a lot of troubles with Prosper Natu Ogumba, so they needed to, you know, reinvent the wheel there and making in for Karim Zito to come through. Now, since he came through, you guess what? Now he's been doing so well. He played his first match against the Diana Stars, which they won by a slender margin, 1-0. After which they traveled to Accra to their arch rivals, and Karim Zito was able to split the points in there, getting a point from Accra. And so far, so good for him. Now, as he comes in here, it looks quite uncertain for Kumasi Asante Kotoko going forward in the Ghana Premier League, whether or not they are going to win. And so Kotoko would want to really put their eyes keenly on this one to see if they can get something out of this one. Many has 12 goals, and even you have Stephen Amankona, who is the top scorer as we speak in the Ghana Premier League, and as well as even in the MTN FA Cup campaign. And so there's all to play in terms of these two sides and even the coaches. And so it's going to be that tactical weight, and it's very difficult to really fasten out which of these coaches is going to reign supreme. But when the game starts, we'll be able to get to see what exactly their tactical disposition is on the field.
There's a rivalry between these two sides that transcends this green turf. Even their fans have always made it a point that whenever it's say they count in their numbers and would always want to have that win over Kumasi Asante. The last two clashes saw them draw and Kotoko beats them. I don't know what this means to the 12th man in the stands.
It means so much. Yesterday we saw how the SHS students strong in here to come and support Golden Kicker and Atram Divisa. At this point, it is Kumasi Asante Kotoko who have got one of the largest following in Ghana football. And so with Kotoko having to make it to the semi-finals, well, they will expect their fans to be here to support them and be behind them. And so a lot is expected, although yes, we are seeing that the fans are throwing in gradually. That lot is expected from this 12-man to cheer the team on and ensure that Kotoko are able to win. Well, Berekum Chelsea, not too well in terms of the supporting base, but well, they are just around the vicinity, and so they will expect that certain fans within the Takwa enclave will be able to throw their weight behind them to see if they can go far in this one and make it to the finals of the MTN FA Cup.
Mo, it's a very important game we have on our hands here. Both managers have been talking, players saying a lot about it. I would want us to listen to Abdul Karim Zito briefly. He quickly saying that it is one of the reasons Kotoko went in for him. Let's hear from Abdul Karim Zito.
Coach, welcome and good afternoon. Next in line is the MTN FA Cup semi-final, all the way at Takwa against Berekum Chelsea. How prepared are your boys for this game?
We are prepared. Immediately after House of Back, we went into preparation for the FA. So as you can see, we are even playing try matches today to make sure that all our tactical and all the dynamics in the game will be checked and then see how far we are going with our progress.
Coach, how difficult it is for you to face a coach who has won this competition before, especially looking at the fact that this looks like the surest way for us to win a silverware this season?
It's never easy. It's very difficult. I know what he can do as a coach. So we are going in. It's been long since we won one of these cups. So I think we are all eager. We are also eager to win. And I know it will not be very easy for us. It will be very difficult.
Coach, how well are your boys prepared, as in knowing that this is probably maybe our last chance at it? How are they?
Well, on the field, we've been working towards that, and then psychologically, I'm also talking to them. But my worries now is the injury situations in the team. I'm hoping and wishing that those who had injury during our class of folk will be well careful, and then we all proceed to play the knockout. I don't like changes because with consistency we can go places. So that's why I'm worried about. When you look at the team now, the injury situation is to handle, but we are going to do our best.
Coach, we wish you very well for the weekend and a safe travel.
Abdul Karim Zito is manager of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and he is positive that injuries or not, he should be able to win this and head into the final. But he didn't sound too confident for me, or it's one of those things.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You know, sometimes at this stage, you don't speak at a point that will make people feel that it is an easy game. This is Berekum Chelsea, especially when the head coach in charge of Berekum Chelsea is a former MTN FA Cup winner. You have to be very cautious as you speak, so that the other coach would also know how to also map strategy. The more you keep on saying that you are going to win, the more your opponent also maps a different strategy. So it is a way to calm his players down and let them know that, look, this is a game to go all out. But he made a point, says the injury situation is really affecting his team. And of course, if you look at the current Kumasi Asante Kotoko setup, throughout the season they've battled injury situations, and this is one of them. And I know Abdul Karim Zito is going to put in some 1 or 2 works to get the players who are available to give their best, and that is why Kotoko have signed some top key players, and each and every player who gets the opportunity to start the game gives out their best. And for me, I think they've got all the best players, irrespective of who is starting. You can mention that player and say, yes, indeed, this is a key player and he deserves to play for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So for me, I think it's a way to be very careful with his words and also motivate his players indirectly to go all out and beat Berekum Chelsea.
And now 20 days into his job at Kotoko, and this is how he's speaking ahead of a semi-final clash that he will so much want to win and head into the final.
Now, you'd realize that since he took over from Nat Ogum and came into the saddle, he's been quite confident with Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I remember the first press conference that he granted to the media. He indicated that, you know what, listen, this is Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They are one of the big giants when it comes to Ghana football, and so the players seem to like a bicycle and too relaxed, and so you will have to pump in some bit of energy so that we see that Kotoko are able to come up. And since he took over, yes, we've seen Kotoko win against the Ghana Stars, drawn with Accra Hearts of Oak. Well, it's not too surprised to see him express a bit of conservation in terms of having to win this one. But I am sure with the arsenals that he got in Kwame Poku and then a number of these players, he will be able to call up to these guys who will be able to do the job for them. And perhaps he might not want to express so much confidence in the interview, but on the field of play, he knows that his charges are going to do the job for him.
What will work for Karim?
Well, I think that he's got experience. We saw how he was able to lead Dreams FC in 2022 to 2023 to win the MTN FA Cup. When they went to Africa, we saw how they were able to perform. And Karim Zito is one of the most experienced coaches that we have within the fold when it comes to coaching in Ghana. And so you would always want to look at his experience. And well, today is Mother's Day, and as they say, experience is the mother of all wisdom. So you would expect that experience with Karim Zito will be able to come to bear. And so I would really want to look at his experience across and the nook and cranny when it comes to coaching in Ghana, and that really should be the trick for him. Nonetheless, he's coming up against another experienced Samuel Boyd, who's also done so well. I mean, it's been so difficult for a coach to win 2 consecutive MTN FA Cup trophies, but Samuel Boyd has been able to do it, and I think that he's made himself into that Hall of Fame as one of the coaches who have won it twice or consecutively. And so it's going to be quite difficult, very, very difficult, but you'd have to count on the experiences of these 2 coaches and see who really will be able to put in a bit of pep into his tactics.
big games definitely require some big names in the center of the pitch to stay affairs and also take us through making sure that everything is in order. But news we are picking in indicates that James Taylor, who was supposed to be the center referee for this game, got injured during warm-up. And so fourth referee, Emmanuel Graham, is going to take his place, and James Taylor, will be the fourth referee in this game. Mo, does it alter anything? Will it change anything in officiating?
No, it doesn't change anything. And one thing I've learned about officiating is that the fourth official is equally good as the center referee. And if you're a center referee, you could also be a fourth official. So it does happen. Players warm up, they get injured at a point in time. And if you look at these two referees, I think this season they've given us the best of performance. And at a point in time, if you look at the recent history of the MTN FA Cup, referees who are not too popular are those who get the opportunity and give us the best of performance. If you go back to 2022-23, 2023-24, you've seen a lot of young referees emerging from the MTN FA Cup, and they have given us the best of performance. Collins Kofi Kujo, Reginald Collins Amwa, who recently officiated in U20, is one of the referees that is currently a top notch in the Premier League. So for me, the MTN FA Cup grooms young referees, and they come out as top referees in the next future. So for me, whoever is officiating the game today, I'm not surprised, or I won't be worried at all. I know they will give us the best of performance.
Well, Emmanuel Graham is based in Gomafete, 15 years of experience in this job, married with a baby boy, loves to play and listen to music, and he's predominantly an administrator, marketing, club, logistics, and so we'll be sure he'll be able to administer this game very well.
You know, there are eventualities in our lives as long as we are humans, and eventualities are bound to happen. Well, these officials, even in the game of football that they officiate, there are substitutions. And so where there are accidents, definitely you will have to do a bit of substitution here and there. And so with Taylor James, we're getting injured and allowing Kweku to come in. Well, it's not really going to be that of a big deal for him, because he's already there, and we're hoping that he will be able to bring his experience and whatever thing that he's got in his belly to bear in the game. And so, well, we expect him to do much well.
We are some 7 minutes away from, I don't know what